Welcome to the So You Missed Church podcast. We are happy to have you here with us today. Happy Monday to you. This is Clint Daly, and I'm hoping that if you went to church this week, you got something from it. But maybe you missed church this week, or maybe you just didn't go or couldn't go. Maybe you didn't even miss it that much. We are hoping we can still get your week started in a positive way. And I want to tell you a story today. Now, maybe this is a story you heard back when you were little in Sunday school, or maybe you forgot about it. But I think it is a story that has a number of lessons. Today we go to the Old Testament book of Judges, where in chapter 6, it says that the Israelites had done evil in the eyes of the Lord, and as a result, he had allowed the Midianites to overrule them. It says that because the power of Midian was so oppressive, the Israelites prepared shelters for themselves in mountain clefts, caves, and strongholds. Whenever the Israelites planted their crops, the Midianites, Amalekites, and other eastern peoples would invade their country. They camped on the land and ruined the crops all the way to Gaza and did not spare a living thing for Israel. Neither sheep, nor cattle, nor donkeys. They came up with their livestock and their tents like swarms of locusts. It was impossible to count them or their camels. They invaded the land to ravage it. Midian so impoverished the Israelites that they cried out to the Lord for help. Okay, so God sees his people suffering. They cry out to him, and God sends an angel. And the angel goes to a man named Gideon. Now, Gideon is actually hiding down in a wine press, and he's hiding from the Midianites, and he's threshing wheat in the wine press. And the angel says to Gideon, and I quote, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Now, if you don't think God has a sense of humor, you are sadly mistaken. Because Gideon is a fearful man. He's scared to death of the Midianites. He's threshing this wheat in a wine press, by the way, which is not really suitable because you need the wind to dry the wheat out. But he's hiding underground. And the angel says, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." And the funniest part is, Gideon himself knows it. His answer is, "Pardon me, my Lord, but if the Lord is with us, why has all this happened to us?" And the angel turned to him and said, "Go in the strength you have and save Israel out of Midian's hand." Gideon's not done. He says, "Pardon me, my Lord, but how can I save Israel? My clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least in my family." Hey, I'll give him this. Gideon doesn't do any fake posturing. He's like, "Who? Me? I'm not that guy. You clearly meant to pick someone else. I've been hiding in a hole in the ground, threshing this wheat because I'm afraid to go up into the light where people can see me. And you're telling me to go in strength? You're telling me to go lead the people?" Oh, he's not done. Gideon says, "If now I have found favor in your eyes, give me a sign that it is really you talking to me. Please do not go away until I come back and bring my offering and set it before you." Gideon wants a miracle. Gideon wants a little proof. Hey, look, I'm not that guy. An angel, I'm not really sure who you are, but you're going to have to prove some stuff to me. Hey, Gideon might be the most unlikely hero ever. But here's the thing. God doesn't view us as we view ourselves. He knows what we are capable of, even when we don't. You know, many of us look in the mirror and we flex and we have an inflated sense of who we might be, even though deep down we know that's not actually true. Others look in the mirror and think, "Oh, I'm a little weakling and bullies can 100% kick sand in my face." But here's the thing. God actually looks at our hearts and he says, "I know who you really are. And I know what you are truly capable of." So God actually performs a few miracles for Gideon. And Gideon now trusts that God will have his back. So Gideon assembles the army of Israel. And they say he had about 32,000 soldiers to go fight the Midianites. Hey, it's going to be a little bit of a disadvantage. They don't have quite as many as the Midianites have, but he's got 32,000 people with him. And then God tells Gideon, "You know what, Gideon? You've got too many men. If you go win now, You're all going to be bragging about it. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to send some men home. So Gideon says, okay. He sends 10,000 soldiers home. Then God says, you know what, Gideon? I still think you have too many men. Go ahead and send another 10,000 home. So Gideon does. Finally, God says, okay, Gideon, look, here's the deal. Go take your now just 12,000 men down to the water to get a drink. And those who kneel down and lap the water like a dog, they can say, everyone else has to go home. So he does. And now, Gideon is left with 300 men. This will not be an even fight. This will not be easy. It probably wasn't going to be before. It certainly won't be now. Oh, but God isn't done. God now tells Gideon that instead of weapons, he wants each man to carry a trumpet, a jar, and inside that jar will be a torch to burn. He tells them, go to the edge of the Midianite camp, blow your trumpets in unison, smash your jars, hold up your torches, and shout a sword for the Lord and for Gideon. And when they did, the Midianites were so disoriented, they turned on each other with their own swords, and God delivered the victory to the Israelites. Hey, maybe you're going through a trial right now, and you're struggling with it. Maybe you're questioning why you're going through it. Maybe you're questioning how in the world you're going to beat it. And maybe you don't feel confident about it. Maybe you're having some doubts. Maybe you're having some serious fear and anxiety. But you see, we don't view things as God does. We don't see ourselves or the situation the way that God does. In fact, in the book of Isaiah, God tells us exactly this. He says in chapter 55, verse 8, my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways. But here's the key. Gideon initially had doubts. He doubted himself. He doubted his own strength. He questions God, but then he buys in. And then he commits. And then God tells him, reduce your army. He doesn't question it. It doesn't say anything about him pushing back and saying, hey, God, what are you doing here? He does it. He tells him to take jars and trumpets. Again, Gideon doesn't question it. And I will say this, it isn't just blind moronic faith based on nothing. It is Gideon's faith that God knows more than he does. And that God is going to work things out for the best in the long run. Whatever you're facing right now, or maybe what you're going to face in the future, it might not make sense to you, but it does to God. And here's the thing to remember. He isn't surprised. He isn't confused. He knows exactly what needs to be done. And while you may see the doubts and the fears and the weaknesses, he sees the opportunity for you to reach your potential, just like Gideon did. Again, Gideon, who might be the most unlikely hero of them all. Hey, remember, you can always contact us at youmisschurch@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to us. We would love to be a source of encouragement to you. You can also follow us on Facebook or X at YouMissChurch, and you can subscribe to the podcast pretty much anywhere podcasts are hosted. Just go type in You Miss Church, and it is going to come up for you. And if nothing else, you can just go find us on YouTube in the same way. Hey, I wish you all a very happy Monday, and I hope that you have a great week.